Hey everybody, Trainer Joe here, bringing you something fresh. You know, there's nothing worse than a few days before your wedding, you try to zip up your dress and you can't. Ever happened to you? That actually happened to my wife. Years ago, we were going to get married. She ordered her dress, and a week before the wedding, she came to me and she said, I tried my dress on and I couldn't get it zipped. And I was like, what in the world? Now, a week doesn't give you much time. Hopefully, we're not in that situation. But let me give you three best tips. You want to lose weight for the wedding, to fit into a dress, to look better, whatever that reason is. Here's what I got for you. Number one. Oh, and by the way, if this resonates with you, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Share the love with some friends. Number one, you don't need much food, and you need to understand that. We think sometimes we're going to hurt ourselves because, well, I got to eat a certain amount of food or I could faint. And what I tell people is if you're concerned you're going to faint, make sure there's pillows around. We get too worried about that, and that's why we have a problem in the first place. We're worried about things that we shouldn't be worrying about. Now, having said that, sure, there's risks in life, and losing weight fast isn't always the best way to lose weight, but sometimes you're in a situation you just need to do that. And I'm not a doctor. If you're concerned you're going to get hurt or that you're doing something unsafe, talk to your doctor about it. I have a lot of doctors that refer people to me that are trying to lose weight. So back to number one, you don't need that much food. If you're trying to satisfy physical hunger, doesn't take much. If you're trying to satisfy something else, you're never going to get enough to eat. I had one lady come to me. She was probably in her mid-20s, and she needed to lose a significant amount of weight, similar to what we're doing here. And she said she was motivated. She was excited. She said, Joe, I want to be your biggest loser. Is it possible that I could be your biggest loser? And I'd worked at that time with hundreds of people, and a lot of them lost weight fast. And I said, well, here's the thing. You could be, but you would need to make sure and focus on one thing instead of the other. I said, a lot of people want to lose weight and they think, how much can I eat and still lose weight? I said, what you need to do is think of how little can I eat and be okay. That's part of how you lose weight fast. Realize you don't need much food. How little can you eat and still be okay? Number two, walk. I had one guy doing my program once, and you'll notice if you weigh yourself in the morning and at night, you typically are 2 to 4 pounds heavier at night than you were in the morning. He didn't like that, and he would start walking. He'd weigh himself at night, then he'd go walking until his weight at night was the same as it was in the morning. Hey, it does burn calories, and it doesn't leave you with the same feeling as doing a CrossFit workout. I'm so depleted. Take time to walk. Burns calories, it's therapeutic, and you're not eating when you're walking. Third, last one, decide what you're going to eat before you begin eating. When you are sitting down to breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or even a snack, look at it and tell yourself, this is what I'm going to eat. Why do you need to do that? Well, have you ever eaten something, sat down and eaten a plate of food, and your mom or friend says, boy, you must have been starving. And you're like, what? Well, they noticed it was a lot of food. When you were eating it, you didn't pay that much attention to it till it was just gone. You may even go back for seconds. But when you stop and you look at it, you realize, hey, this is a reasonable amount of food for me. But we lie to ourselves. When we don't do that ahead of time, we start eating, well, I'm still hungry. Well, if you would have said beforehand, this is a reasonable amount of food for me, this is all I'm going to eat, then it begins to make sense. Hey, you're going to have to do something that's going to be a little out of your comfort zone. That will make it easier. So decide before you start how much you're going to eat. Hope you have a wonderful wedding. Let's get it done. Trainer Joe, helping you train your brain and transform your body. See you soon.